Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman says, I want to get married, but I want to be free from responsibilities and duties. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Being a housewife is not a reward. Being a woman of leisure is a reward.
Well, that's the same thing.
No, they're not. No, they're not. If you're a woman of leisure, if you are a woman of leisure, you don't have responsibilities. Your responsibility is being a woman of leisure. If you are a housewife, you maintain and you manage the house. That's not a reward. It's a job. Whether it's only 20 hours a week, it's still a job.
If there's no kids,
If you trying to reward me because I was there through the tough times, let me be a woman of leisure. Let me be a kept woman. That is a reward. Rewarding me with washing dishes is not a reward.
All right, guys, you heard it for yourself. This chick says, hey, being a housewife, being a stay-at-home mom is not a reward. She says, reward me by making me a woman of leisure. What does that mean? She doesn't want any responsibilities. She doesn't want any duties. And of course, she definitely doesn't want to drink any coffee.
You know, it's just not, it does not taste good.
Because it does not taste good. By the way, yes, we've got new sounds for 2023. On the topic of the new year, as you can see, it's 2023. We're in a new year, and these women have not changed.
Women.
They have not changed, man. They're still the same. Where do these women come up with this shit, man? How are you with the man who's able to obviously retire you? Because if you're a woman of leisure, he can retire you. And you don't have any responsibilities because you were there during the hard times. The only way I can see that working is if you are at the age of retirement. That's the only way I can see that working. If you're going to have children, which is one of the main reasons men get married, then you're going to work, right? You're going to take care of those kids. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. See, guys, the problem is people watch too much television. They believe what they see on social media, and they think that there are women out here who are with men of value. And these men are not requiring their women to do anything at all. If anything, those men do require their women to have a certain amount of responsibility. For some reason, women want men who can retire them for the purpose of, I just want to sit around and do absolutely nothing, right? Which is crazy. Who's out here teaching women this? Is this how we're starting out the year? Is this how we're doing this? It is January 2nd, 2023, and I'm wondering, have things changed in this crazy modern dating market? I don't know. Maybe they have. Let's check out these comments. Let's see what the people had to say about what she said. First comment here comes from a woman, and it says, leisure with an exclamation mark. She goes on to say, I want to go to Pilates at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday and come home to cleaning service. 14K likes. 14K women like this comment because this is their dream situation. They want to be with a high value man. They want to be with the man who can afford to retire them. And they want to give that man absolutely the bare minimum. And they want to give the bare minimum while still being modern women, while still not putting in their work for that man on their end. They just want it to fall in their laps.
I just don't really want to do that. That's just too much work.
Just too much work. Next comment here from another woman says, it seems as if this is a conversation above his income bracket. This shouldn't have to be explained. Oh, wow. Quick to attack a man for his pockets. But when men start talking about the type of men who receive that type of treatment and the looks requirement, are you a 9-10, right? Are you a highly attractive woman? Have you put in the work? Now it's hating. But a woman responded back to that chick and said, and the dude she is talking to never seems to get it. He makes my skin itch. I guess most guys don't seem to get this situation. This is wild, man. Just to let you guys know, this is crazy because ideally this is what a lot of women want. They want a life of leisure. But what did you do to deserve that? Have you had kids yet? Right? Because you're going to have to raise the kids. There's no leisure in raising children and running a household. This whole situation doesn't make any sense. The same one responded back to that chick and said, girl, yes, don't be mad because some of us have daddies who won't allow us to wallow in the gutter. No, you don't. Another chick who says it's literally being a house manager. In parentheses, she says, which is a real job title that people get paid for. She goes on to say, with the marriage and kids, but without the salary. Another comment here from another woman says, this is the facts with the laughing emojis, get me a team. And I think she means that she wants a team like to take care of her, right? Another chick responded back to her and says, looking at help as a team is so empowering to me. I used to envision it as something shameful. These women think that their marriage is waiting for them with butlers, teams, and they're... Oh, man. Next comment here from a man reads, being a housewife is a job. At the same time, no grown adult, he says, can demand a life of leisure unless they've put the work in to earn it. Yeah. In what dream world are you going to put work before you marry that person so that when you are married to him, finally, you're living a life of leisure? That situation is very unlikely to happen, even to a lot of successful people out here who have gotten married to successful men. They've had to help and balance both things. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, oh, I'm so glad I remembered this. This reminds me of Michelle Obama's video. Actually, I've done 2 videos where she basically talked about how difficult it was for 10 years of her marriage. She was giving the most, right? Taking care of the kids. In her words, I believe she said something like it was 80-20, right? Or 70-30, where she felt like she was putting in the most work at home while Obama was out there working in his career, connecting with other people. By the way, this has nothing to do with politics, so don't get that out of here. But she was at home taking care of the kids. And you've got to think, these women today, the average woman you meet, think they deserve more than a first lady. If they were in that situation with the man who was one day going to be a future president, they would have probably messed it up. They would have probably left that man. She said 10 years she couldn't stand her husband. How many women today can last 10 years and power through that and work through a marriage? I don't think many. Next comment here from another gentleman says, tell that to the woman who does all of that after she comes home from work. She's correct that those things are way different. Retiring a woman from being responsible for bills is a reward. It's just not as lax as being a woman of leisure. Next comment from another woman says, it's giving lazy. Being a housewife is extremely rewarding depending on the type of woman you are. You're telling me I can wash dishes, clean house, cook dinner, light candles, and drink wine with my bougie robe in peace and make sure my man is happy and walks into a peaceful home after work every day, ... And I don't have to go to some company who don't give a shit about me daily? Sign me the F up. That's what I'm talking about, man. I can spot a woman who drinks coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Next, a final comment here comes from a gentleman and it says, being a bum has been rebranded as is now called a woman of leisure. Yeah. Here's the bitter truth. All right, women are clicking out of the video right now. Shut up. Now, are there women out there who actually do live that life? Yes, they do. But the problem is a lot of those women, people have the game messed up, man. A lot of those women who live a life of leisure are women who men of means identify as like, you are strictly a trophy, right? Physically a trophy. That's who you have to be. You can't be a 6. You can't be obese. You can't be overweight. You can't be an average looking woman. This is the truth. This is the truth. You can't be an average looking woman out here demanding a life of leisure. You just can't. Because the type of guy that will give a woman that, he's justifying it by saying, you know, you look so good that you don't have to do anything else. But it's not only that, it's also, you're not really that bright. And I know, and I don't really need you. So I'm going to put you in a position of, you just make me look good. But of course, every woman's going to hear this and say, well, I am a 10, right? That's going to be the response. Okay. It is what it is. But also, those women aren't treated very good, man. There's something about a woman who brings real value. Real value. Who gets treated better. than the woman who's just like there. But I'm saying this to say most women won't be there. And if it does exist, it's probably not what you think it is in most cases. But demanding a life where you are free from responsibility in a relationship, and you think that a man retiring his wife and her being a housewife is not a reward because you have to wash dishes, is just being highly disconnected to reality, right? That's delusion of the highest level. Hey man, as always, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.